All right, welcome to part 2 of Objective Summary. Now, yesterday, I hope you went through and you went and did the Objective Summary for part 1. If you haven't yet, please go back, look at the Objective Summary for part 1, and write that down. All right, today I'm wearing a necklace. I noticed I was a little bit quiet on the last video, so I decided to try and use a speaker. Go ahead and email me, let me know if you could hear it better or worse. I don't know, maybe it makes an echo. Okay, Objective Summary, let's get to it. Go to Objective Summary Part 2 and open up both Objective Summary Writing and Objective Summary Reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this. I'm going to read it out loud. Please read with me. You can read it aloud, you're at home. Okay, so here we go. "But you put yourself in contact with me," said the woman. "If you think that contact is not going to last a while, you got another thing coming. When I get through with you, sir, you are going to remember Miss Lucia Bates Washington Jones." Sweat popped out of the boy's face and he began to struggle. Miss Jones stopped, jerked him around in front of her, put a half Nelson around his neck, and continued to drag him up the street. When she got to the door, she dragged the boy inside, down the hall, and into a large kitchenette furnished room at the rear of the house. She switched on the light and left the door open. The boy continued to hear other roomers laughing and talking in the large house. Some of their doors were open, too, so he knew he and the woman were not alone. The woman still had him by the neck in the middle of the room. She said, "What's your name?" "Roger," answered the boy. "Then, Roger, you go to that sink and wash your face," said the woman, whereupon she turned him loose at last. Roger looked at the door, looked at the woman, looked at the door, and went to the sink. "Let the water run until it gets warm," she said. "Here's a clean towel." "You gonna take me to jail?" asked the boy, bending over the sink. "Not with that face. I would not take you nowhere," said the woman. "Here I am trying to get home to cook me a bite to eat, and you snatch my pocketbook. Maybe you ain't been to your supper either, late as it be, have you?" "There's nobody at my house," said the boy. "Then we'll eat," said the woman. "I believe you're hungry, or been hungry, to try and snatch my pocketbook." "I wanted a pair of blue suede shoes," said the boy. "Well, you didn't have to snatch my pocketbook to get some suede shoes," said Miss Lucia Bates Washington Jones. "You could have just asked me." "Ma'am?" The water dripping from his face, the boy looked at her. There was a long pause, a very long pause. After he had dried his face, and not knowing what else to do, dried it again. The boy turned around, wondering what next. The door was open. He could make a dash for it down the hall. He could run, 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 run. The woman was sitting on the daybed. After a while, she said, "I were young once, and I wanted things I couldn't get." There was another long pause. The boy's mouth opened. Then he frowned, but not knowing he frowned. The woman said, "You thought I was going to say, but didn't you? You thought I was going to say, but I didn't snatch people's pocketbooks. Well, I wasn't gonna say that." Pause, silent. "I have done things too, which I would not tell you, son, neither tell God, if he didn't already know. So you sit down while I fix us something to eat. You might run that comb through your hair so you will look presentable." All right, so we're gonna pause there and we'll pick up the story in part 3. So it seems like the boy or the large woman can relate to the boy in some way. She says maybe she had a troubled past too, and maybe she stole a pocketbook or two. So she's relating, and so make sure you include that into your objective summary. All right, so now go to the writing portion. I'm not going to write anything. I think we got it. If you have any questions, send me an email, but go ahead and write the objective summary for this part of the story. All right, thanks.